Hi guys, it's me Jahanvi again. Thank you for the overwhelming response on my last video. So in this video, continuing with my last video, I want to share my strategy of 2023 paper. I want you to have an idea about how I solved that paper. So before that, I'll just take you through my attempts so far at the UPSC exam. So guys, in 2020, I did not qualify prelims, and it was both with the GS and the CSAT. I couldn't qualify them. In 2021, I was able to qualify prelims. I got 110, and then in 2022, I got 98. In 2023, 120, and in 2024, I'm expecting around 100 marks. And so I have written 4 mains so far, out of which I could qualify 2 of them in 2023 and 2024. So this is my mark sheet for the prelims exam 2023. I scored 120 then. And this is my mains mark sheet. Just to have an idea, I scored 653 and in 2022, and I was able to increase the score to 747, around 94 marks increase. So without further ado, let's attempt some questions. But before that, I would want you to know that prelims is about not just hard work, but it is also about smart work. So I'll address both these things in my approach, that how I combine both of these and I scored very good marks in prelims 2023. So let's start with the smart work first. I'll share that what logics I applied in solving the papers. So look at this question. It says it wants us to consider the statements in respect to the 44th Chess Olympiad. So quickly I'll read the statements. So it was the first time the Chess Olympiad was held in India. This was the correct statement, and this was all over in the current affairs as well. And this statement as well, the official mascot was named Thambi. So these two statements I knew from the current affairs. Now look at the next two statements, that the trophy of the winning team in the open section is the Vera Menchik Cup, and the trophy for the winning team in the women's section is the Hamilton Russell Cup. Now I had no idea about these two, but look, what I thought was, here they are asking about trophy for women's section, and it is called Hamilton Russell Cup. And look above, in this in the third statement, they say that the winning team got the Vera Menchik Cup. Now, if you look carefully, this Vera Menchik looks like a woman's name, right? And so I thought that maybe the UPSC had interchanged both these. And if they were to be a trophy named after a woman, then it should be named Vera Menchik. Like a woman's trophy should be named after a woman. That's the logic I applied, and I strike these two off. And the answer was only 2. तो इससे ये पता चलता है कि आप थोड़े ध्यान से ऑप्शंस पढ़े. अगर आपको आइडिया भी नहीं है तो उससे भी आप क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर सकते हैं, सिर्फ अपने मतलब कि प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड से. अगर आप ये ध्यान देते कि वेरा मेंचिक एक मतलब एक लड़की का नाम लग रहा है, औरत का नाम लग रहा है, तो आप बेटर इसको एसोसिएट कर पाते फोर्थ स्टेटमेंट के साथ. सो दिस वॉज हाउ आई थॉट फॉर 96th क्वेश्चन इन दिस पेपर. नाउ लुक एट दिस क्वेश्चन. Again, consider the following statements. It says that some microorganisms can grow in environments with temperature above the boiling point of water. Then it says that some microorganisms can grow in environments with temperature below the freezing point of water. Then some microorganisms can grow in highly acidic environment. So now it is saying some microorganisms. So when it says some, then it seems all right. Okay, because there are many types of microorganisms. There would be so many species that a common person would not know. So I would assume that there must be, out of the millions of microorganisms that exist, there is a very high probability that some of them can grow in environments, some of them can grow in environments with temperature below freezing point, and some of them could also grow below acidic environment. So whenever there is a statement that says that there is some, then mostly it is correct, until and unless you have a very concrete proof. So you may think you might question it, if I put this wrong, then I would say that no organism can grow in environments with temperature above the boiling point of water. Now, no statement seems very extreme. So in these questions, some says that there is a probability. So mostly these questions are correct, and the answer for this was all three. Similarly, this question, again the same logic is applied. Some mushrooms have medicinal properties, some mushrooms have psychoactive properties, some mushrooms have insecticidal properties, some mushrooms have bioluminescent properties. Again some. तो अगर सम है, इसका मतलब है कि कुछ मशरूम्स ऐसे होंगे जिनमें ये सब प्रॉपर्टीज होगी. अब मशरूम्स की कितनी सारी स्पीशीज है, और जब तक हम श्योर नहीं है कि कोई एक पर्टिकुलर स्पीशीज है कि जिसमें हम अगर श्योर नहीं है कि मशरूम की सभी मशरूम कि किसी भी मशरूम में मेडिसिनल प्रॉपर्टी नहीं है, किसी भी मशरूम में ये वाली साइको एक्टिव प्रॉपर्टी नहीं है, तो हम नहीं कह सकते. तो इसमें हमेशा बेटर होता है कि हम इन अजम्पशंस को ठीक समझें, क्योंकि मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम ये ठीक ही होती हैं. Out of all the organisms that exist in the world, there must be some of these that have these properties. So in this question also, the answer becomes all of the four. Now look at this question. It says that green hydrogen is expected to play a significant role in decarbonizing how many of the above industries. Now green hydrogen is a new type of renewable energy, and now the question is saying that it is expected. Now it doesn't say that who expects it. Expected is a very subjective term here. You may expect it, I may expect it, even a few people are expecting it, then it becomes true. So expectations is very optimistic thing. Like if you expect something, anybody can expect anything. So why not green hydrogen be expected to decarbonize fertilizer plants, oil refineries, steel plants? Then it becomes possible even if one person is expecting, or some researchers are working on this technology, then these statements seems all right. And again the answer comes to all three. Now this is also a very interesting question with reference to role of biofilters in recirculating aquaculture system. Consider the following statements. Now we all know what filters are. Filters are used to remove a particular substance from another substance. So in the first statement it says that biofilters provide waste treatment by removing uneaten fish feed. So this seems possible. Yeah, if it is a filter, then it must be treating water, then it seems correct. And biofilters convert ammonia present in fish water to nitrate. So this is I did not know this statement for sure, but I'll see the third one first, that biofilters increase phosphorus as nutrient for fish in water. Now if something is filtering, if the function of a biofilter is to filter, it means that it will be removing some things. Then how come is it increasing phosphorus? You see, you apply your common sense कि अगर फिल्टर का काम होता है कि किसी चीज़ को निकालना है, तो वो कैसे किसी चीज़ को ऐड कर रहा है, न्यूट्रिएंट को ऐड कैसे कर सकता है. तो इस लॉजिक के साथ, by this logic, I would assume this statement to be wrong. And then it says that biofilters convert ammonia present in fish waste to nitrate. So I took the risk in this question and I assumed this statement to be right because I was not sure about it. But sometimes you have to take risk in the exam. So the answer here came to be only 2. Similarly, this was a very interesting question as well. That which of the following makes a tool with a stick to scrape insects from a hole in a tree or a log of wood? Now, if you see this description, then you see that it seems to be a very intelligent animal, because only an intelligent animal would be capable of making a tool with stick and to scrape insects from a hole or a tree or a log of wood. And when you read this description, you must also think that this animal would have very highly developed hands or fingers, because then only it can make a stick and then dig a hole in a tree. So these were the pointers that helped me to firstly eliminate fishing cat. So a cat is not, cat does not have a well developed hands to make these things. And otter as well. Otter lives in water, and if you have seen otter, you would have seen that it also doesn't have very well developed hands to make stick and to scrape insects. Then I would be left with sloth bear and orangutan. So orangutan I know is related to monkeys, and monkeys are the closest when they come to human intelligence. So without thinking further, I ticked orangutan, and that was the correct answer. Similarly, this question, it asks about the 3/4 of words cobalt, a metal required for manufacture of batteries for electric motor vehicles, is produced by. So I was not very sure about this question either, but looking at the options, now these options were always in news. For Argentina, it was in news because it has high lithium deposits, right? And Kazakhstan has been in news because it has high uranium deposits. अर्जेंटीना के पास लिथियम है, कजाकिस्तान के पास यूरेनियम है, तो ये तो एलिमिनेट हो जाते हैं. अगर इनके पास कोबाल्ट होता तो वो भी न्यूज़ में रहता. तो अब बचता, सो वी आर लेफ्ट विथ बोत्सवाना एंड द डेमोक्रेटिक रिपब्लिक ऑफ द कॉन्गो. And now it was a 50-50 chance, and I went with the DR, Democratic Republic of Congo, because UPSC has this, it has its focus on Congo a lot. It has asked a lot of questions from Congo, and Congo has been in news because of its, the instability that has been there in the country for long, and there has been news of blood minerals, blood diamonds and all these things in Africa, whereby minerals are being used to fight civil wars. So that led me to the option C. And again, this is a very interesting question. Which of the following is the best example of repeated falls in the sea level, giving rise to present day extensive marshland? Now अब ये नहीं पता था कि मार्शलैंड क्या होता है. आई वॉज नॉट एग्जैक्टली श्योर ऑफ वॉट वॉज मार्शलैंड. एंड समटाइम्स वेन यू आर नॉट श्योर, जब आप श्योर नहीं होते कि इसका क्या मतलब है, यू शुड ऑलवेज लुक फॉर द थिंग इन हिंदी एक्सप्लेनेशन. आप हिंदी में देखिए कि इसका क्या लिखा हुआ है, और इसमें देखिए, इसमें लिखा हुआ है कच्छ भूमि. तो मार्शलैंड मीन्स कच्छ भूमि, एंड बाय चांस रन ऑफ कच्छ इज ऑल्सो इन द ऑप्शन. So this becomes the right answer. So sometimes your presence of mind can work in mysterious ways, and there are hints in the paper. So आप कभी कभार हिंदी का explanation भी देखा करिए अगर आपको किसी एक word का short आंसर नहीं पता. इसमें कच्छ भूमि लिखा था और कच्छ ही आंसर था. Okay, now this question, it says that recently all the countries of UN have adopted the first ever compact for international migration, the Global Compact for Safe, Orderly and Regular Migration. Now this was a very a red flag type statement for me, because if all the countries would have adopted any compact, then it would have been a great news, because it is very rare that all the countries come together for something. So it was very unlikely, and if it had happened, then it would have been a great news. So I think I, by this logic, marked this statement wrong. Now read the next statement, that the objectives and commitments stated in this GCM are binding on the UN member countries. Now this becomes even a greater red flag. Now first they were saying that all the countries had adopted a compact, and now this compact is even binding. It is very difficult that a country also signs a binding compact, because everybody values their sovereignty, and all the countries committing to a binding compact is very unlikely. एक तो बोल रहा है कि सब कंट्रीज ने अडॉप्ट कर लिया, और दूसरा बोल रहा है कि वो बाइंडिंग भी है. ये चीज़ बहुत अनलाइकली होती है, ये होता नहीं है ज़्यादातर इंटरनेशनल रिलेशंस में, और अगर होता है तो बहुत बड़ी न्यूज़ बन जाती है. तो ये भी गलत ही है. अब नेक्स्ट थर्ड स्टेटमेंट, दैट GCM एड्रेसेस इंटरनल माइग्रेशन और internally displaced people also in its objectives. Now, why would a country give up its sovereignty? Like, why would they allow other countries or other, organizations to interfere in internal displacements? And that too, all country agreeing on it. So this is also very unlikely कि कोई country, अगर सारी कंट्रीज अग्री कर जाएं कि कोई एक इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बताएगी कि एड्रेस करेगी इश्यूज इंटरनली डिस्प्लेस्ड पीपल का, ऐसे तो सॉवरेनिटी थ्रेटन होगी ना किसी भी कंट्री की. तो ये भी गलत स्टेटमेंट है, और ये सब आप एकदम कॉमन सेंस लगा के, अपना लॉजिक लगा के पता कर सकते हैं कि ये सब चीज़ें गलत हैं. सो फॉर द आंसर फॉर दिस वॉज नन. And again, these questions, it says that marsupials are not naturally found in India. So even if you do not know about what this is, you may refer to this statement 2. It says marsupials can thrive only in mountain grasslands with no predators. Now if you read the second statement, that don't you think that it goes against the food chain law, the basic law of nature, that is the food chain? It says that there are predators in every ecosystem, right? ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है कि कोई एक ऑर्गेनिज्म के कोई predators ही ना हो? वो तो ये थोड़ी unlikely, like this is a weird statement, so this goes wrong. And again it says that only in mountain grasslands, then also it is an extreme statement, and no predators also goes against law of nature. So even if you didn't know this statement, you could have arrived at this answer, because there is only one statement that says that statement 2 is incorrect. Rest all statements say that statement 2 is correct, statement 2 is not the correct explanation, statement 2 is correct. But there's only this C option that says that statement 2 is incorrect, and this is the answer. But you might want to read about this. I think these are the animals which have a pouch attached to their bodies in which they carry their young ones, like the kangaroos. and they are not naturally found in India. This was actually a correct statement. Okay, so in this question, in context of finance, it says that the term beta refers to. Again, I had no idea about beta, but let's read the statement. It is the process of simultaneous buying and selling of an asset. It is an investment strategy. Then it says that it is a type of systematic risk. Then it says it's a numeric value that measures the fluctuations. Now, बहुत कॉमन सेंस से पता चलता है कि स्कूल में पढ़ा था अल्फा बीटा गामा, तो बीटा सोच के बस वही याद आता है दैट वी इन स्कूल वी लर्नड अल्फा बीटा गामा, and it was a numeric value mostly, right? So that was what went into my mind. I had no idea about the other three options, so I had to take a risk and I went with D option, and it was the correct one, that it is a numeric value. So sometimes if you just think simply, you may arrive at the correct answer. And now I'll discuss with you some very important questions which were from the NCERT, and all of them were very much doable for me, because I had prepared my notes very extensively for the NCERTs. And let's see that how I solved these. So the first statement says that Jhelum river passes through Vular Lake, and so I had very much well prepared the river system, and here you can see that I prepared the whole Indus river system. And here if you see the Jhelum river, here is the Jhelum river, and on the Jhelum river I've drawn this Vular Lake. So this was the correct statement. Then it says that Krishna river directly feeds Kuleru Lake. So now one might not know this, but this directly seems odd. Like it seems that this has been deliberately put in the statement, because I had read very well the NCERTs and the the lakes and all of India. So in my map I had drawn this. See, in my map I had drawn Lake Kuleru here, and it is between Krishna and Godavari. So Krishna is not directly feeding into this lake, and so this statement is wrong. And then this third statement says that meandering of Gandak river formed Kanwar Lake. Now this lake was also in news because it was Bihar's first Ramsar site, and it was in news. So I would have expected a question on this, and I knew that it was not the Gandak river, it was the Budi Gandak river. So this statement was also wrong. So the answer for this was only 1. So this is how helpful your NCERTs become. Read them very carefully. So now next question. Now again from the NCERTs, geography. It says that Amarkantak hills are the confluence of Vindhya and Sahyadri ranges. Now if you would have seen the physical map of India carefully, you would see that Amarkantak hills are somewhere here, and the Vindhya and Sahyadri ranges. Vindhya is here and Sahyadri is somewhere here, right? And they never meet actually. So this statement goes wrong. Similarly, the second statement, Billigiri Rangan hills constitute the easternmost part of Satpura range. Now the Satpura range is here, and this Billigiri Rangan hills were also in news. This was from the current affairs, because there was, I think, a tiger reserve that was there in the news by the same name, and I knew that these were in Karnataka. So this was wrong. And then the third statement says that Sheshachalam hills constitute the southernmost part of Western Ghats. Now Sheshachalam hills were also in news, but they do not form the part of the southernmost part of Western Ghats. The Western Ghats, if we see, like they are here, and the southernmost part of them is like probably Cardamom range. So it was in no way part of Western Ghats. Instead, it is a part of Eastern Ghats. So this is also wrong. So the which of the statements given here are correct? So none becomes the correct answer. So these type of questions come only when you have a very good hold over the NCERTs, on the mapping part of the NCERTs, and all of these were these were solvable if you had a good hold on NCERTs. Now this was a question from history. Let's read it. It asks the site and what it is well known for. So one is the base Nagar. It says it's a Shaivite cave shrine. It is not, because it is in the NCRT. That it was, let's see, it was in the NCRT, and it was by a Greek ambassador, and it was near the Vidisha. That and it was in the honor of Vasudeva and not Shiva. So this goes wrong, and this was in the NCRT, the old NCRT, ancient NCRT, base Nagar inscription. Again, then Bhaja. It says that it is a Buddhist cave shrine. Now this was from the this was from the art and culture NCRT, the fine arts NCRT, and I had written it here. I had made the notes, and see there it is, Bhaja, and it was under the post-modern trends, and it was a Buddhist cave. So this is correct. And Sitana Vasal Jain cave shrine was also correct, and this was also from the same fine arts NCRT. Here it is. It was made by the Pandyas. So for the answer for this was only 2. Again, this is a question from history. It gives us the name of some people and asks us that what were they associated with. Now, I hadn't read Alexander Ree, Longhurst, Robert Sewell, James Burgess. Walter Elliot rang a bell because I had heard his name, and I had him in my notes somewhere here. So when I was making notes out of the new NCRT themes, here he was, Walter Elliot, and he was associated with the Amravati Stupa. And Amravati Stupa is not related with English press, it is not related with church, it is not related with railways in colonial India. So it was related with the archaeological excavations. So guys, I just through this I want to give you this message that please prepare well your NCRTs, your basics, because there is no substitute for hard work. Please prepare them well in whatever days that are left, and please also do not get afraid of questions that you might not know. As you saw, there are always ways to think differently, to apply your common sense and logic to arrive at the answers. So I hope that this video was helpful, and I think I would be happy if it could help you in some ways in the prelims that are coming. So thank you for watching, and have a nice day.